Hey everyone, Saturday Night is a new film that takes us behind the scenes of one of the most iconic series in television history. In honor of its 50th birthday, we get a look at the 90 minutes leading up to the very first episode of Saturday Night Live. Now, before we dive into this wild, pressure-filled countdown, make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more videos. Thank you so much. So, Saturday Night follows the relentless drive of Lorne Michaels and his team as they race against the clock to get SNL on the air for the first time. It's just this chaotic 90-minute window in which everything that can go wrong, it really does. And we are left wondering how this team ever pulled off a show that should have failed and instead turned it into a cultural phenomenon. From cast meltdowns to network pressure, the tension keeps us on the edge of our seats, even though we already know how it ends. Because this show, it's not about the destination, it's about the journey. Directed by Jason Reitman, the cast of Saturday Night is exceptional, from Gabriel LaBelle, who plays Lorne Michaels, to Dylan O'Brien as Dan Aykroyd, Cory Michael Smith as Chevy Chase, and a host of other actors. And each character is immediately recognizable. And Gabriel LaBelle, it really does steal the show. It really is all about him and how he just pulls it all together. And he is so likable that you can't help but to want to see this mad plan work out. From his frenetic energy to his charisma, he just balances that frustration and his genius with the production, and he drives it forward with his dogged determination to keep everyone and everything going ahead with this production at all costs. One thing this film does brilliantly is building tension from 1 minute to the next. There's this constant ticking clock that literally comes on screen from time to time, reminding us of how close they are to showtime or how close they are to failure. And as the minutes tick by, we get this building sense of nervousness. It's a visual and auditory trick that just ramps up the drama. You feel the pressure in every scene, especially when the characters pause for a moment of quiet as they have a quick little conversation before diving back into the madness. That, plus the added drama around Johnny Carson, who, if you know anything about Johnny Carson, he is a bit of a prima donna. Funny guy, but man, he was kind of a tyrant. And in the show, as that connection to Johnny Carson intensifies, each moment really gets smaller and smaller and smaller until that final moment when the studio executive, Dave Tebbutt, who's played by, I think it's Willem Dafoe, makes the call to either go live or go to tape with Carson. Even though we know the outcome, the way the tension is built makes us ask, what if they failed? This film, it works because it taps into that chaotic magic of live television. And at a time when social angst was just intense and it was at its height, and all that chaos and all that madness that goes on behind the scenes, the creative battles, the networks, last minute pressure on the team, and the personal struggles of the cast. What I loved about the film was how it captures the essence of SNL at a moment in time when Lorne Michaels was still trying to figure out how to describe the show, how to put it into words that would be meaningful in the moment as well as the years to come. And really what it boils down to, and I can't take credit for these words because Lorne Michaels said them in the movie. It's an all-nighter in the city. It's everything you could imagine would happen in New York. And it's nothing like you've seen before. It's about the transformation of a single point in time and a decision that changed entertainment forever. If you're a Saturday Night Live fan, you know the impact it has had on comedy, politics, and pop culture. What this film does so well is to remind us that SNL almost didn't happen. It was a huge risk for the network, and the movie captures that sense of uncertainty. This was a pivotal moment for late night TV, and watching it play out in Saturday night makes you appreciate just how revolutionary the show was and still is, frankly. You feel the weight of that decision to go live or stick with Johnny Carson reruns. It's hard to imagine what TV would be like today if they had played it safe. Because you don't make cinematic history by playing it safe. One of the film's few missteps, which may also be its saving grace in a way, is that it tends to romanticize the little bits of chaos a little bit too much. There's this feeling that the cast's combined brilliance came from the interactions of their wild personalities, their drug use, and the irreverence for social norms. You know, I recently heard this term, and I love this term, success that is born out of dysfunction. Like that can mean a lot of different things, but in this case, I think in this case, the idea encapsulates the birth of Saturday Night Live. It was made of chaos and then honed over time, over decades, making Saturday night feel like a future memory that's kind of caught in time as everything that brought it into being was recreated for this film and then condensed down into a fast-paced 90 minutes of behind-the-scenes action that resulted in the creation of an icon. If you're an SNL fan or you just love a well-told story, I think Saturday Night is a fun film to watch. And I think it'll resonate for you on a whole lot of different levels. It gives you an inside look at the sheer insanity of the moment and how that moment almost never existed. Even if you never watched SNL, the tension and the drama in this film are compelling, which means that most people will likely find something to laugh at because there really is something for everyone in this film, especially if you love irreverent humor. The creative chaos of Saturday Night is authentic and fresh, even on a Tuesday, and I highly recommend it on a Wednesday. So, Saturday Night, what do you think? Did you see it? Have you seen it? If so, what do you make of it? Did you think differently about SNL after you saw it? Or have you never seen the series and did the movie make you think about checking out the series finally? Let me know. Drop a comment. I would love to chat with you. All right, everybody, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more and help me with that YouTube algorithm. I'm very grateful. Thank you so much. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.